All right, we're back. Number 111. I said the ones are wild tonight. So we're going to continue on with our hold conditioning. We'll see make sure that we've got reception here and get some folks coming on. I already see some people signing on. So Jeff Trudell is in. Welcome, Jeff. I've got a bit of I don't know what I've got. I've got something. So if I'm coughing and I'm sounding different, that's why. So we got Spry again on the ground tonight. I have not been. Trevor's in. Hey, Trevor. Jeff Trudell is in. Stephen. Jeff Bragg's in. Mike Schulte's in. Cam Cutters. Hey, Cam Cutters. I saw Cody Baziner this week, and we've talked about you and Jason Erickson. Jason Erickson's in. So as people come on here, we'll get started. Ernie is in. Ernie, I think you might be new to these. Welcome, Ernie. Kevin Garlock. Aaron Garlock is in. Hey, Aaron, Taylor. All right, so we're going to get going. Good numbers. I think it might help a little bit. Alan's in. Welcome, Alan. Welcome back, Alan. Hunter, Jeff. I think it might help, and I tried doing it tonight, announcing a little bit ahead of time when we were going to go live. We'll be able to tell kind of based on some of the numbers. Kelly Primix in. Hey, Kelly. Kelly sent us a great video of his dog with some tracking stuff. Tracking is something that we're going to touch on a little bit tonight. I am really close. I kind of mentioned it last week a little bit. Brian Jackson's in from Iowa. Kelly is Iowa as well. But talking tracking stuff, I've got the details finalized for a little bit of a push that we're going to make, a little project that we're going to put together here for this fall. Our objective and goal will be recover every deer that otherwise may not be recovered. So that to me is what game recovery is all about. So we're going to, I'm giving you a little bit of insight on it because you're our live followers, but we're going, if you are interested in it, if you have done it before, you're the people that we're looking for. And what our hope is to try to kind of go through the process together, you guys with me and some of the dogs I'm training. And if you say, well, my dog's not as old as Spry, or my dog is a lot older than Spry, I don't care, because Spry's not going to be the only one that's involved with it. We're going to have Moja, who's like 15, 16 weeks old. We're going to have Spry, who's coming up maybe on 10 months. She's 9 months, I think, right now, nine months and some weeks. Ellie, who will be the first time she's tracked, and she has very little experience as far as training goes with it. She's 2 years old, so I don't care how old your dog is. Amy Blazer joined in, our neighbor. Scott Pruka's in. I don't know where Scott is these days. I hope he's hunting. But so if you are interested in the tracking stuff, or if you have done it, you're the people that we're looking for, and our hope is to try to grow that. Like I said, recover as many deer this year as possible. That's our objective, and I have put together some ideas or thoughts on how we can maybe do that and how we can do it together as far as support. I think some people are intimidated by the idea of it. I think some people think it's a specialty thing. I think some people think you got to send dogs off to have it done. I disagree. I think most dogs will do it. I think they can do it. And with a little bit of help, a little bit of the right tools, I think we can bring it out of them. So, and I've got another dog that I didn't mention yet because we haven't finalized anything with it, but I'll be touching on that a little bit more as well, hopefully in the next week or so. So let's get right into it with Spry. I do like talking to start this out because I ask her to just be patient and wait. If we came out every time, and I'm going to grab my water here. If we came out every time to work, come here, sit. So as she gets a little bit excited, I ask her to settle. But if we came out every time that we wanted to do something with the dogs and we got right into it, what will happen, come here, is this. Sit down. We'll have a dog that just kind of flips this switch and go. Well, that's fine. I don't mind that when I want it. But the reality is the majority of the time when I do things We don't do things constantly, ongoing, one after another. There's a lot of downtime, whether we're hunting, whether we're watching our kids play sports, whatever it is, there's a lot of downtime. So I like to bring her out, let her settle, then we get into it, and then we wrap it up and she settles again. And I think what it does is culturally, it forms a habit. I don't know if you can see her, but she just laid back down here. So, come here. So I'm going to reset her for a second. Come here. So that we can see her. Sit. I just shared a video tonight. We are continuing down the road with our friends at Mighty Pet, a little special project that we have going on up in the UP. I shared a video tonight with a Springer Spaniel, and one of the things that's kind of nice about that project is lots of different dogs, dogs that I have never seen before, never worked before. So we kind of get a chance to expand and get outside of dogs that maybe were raised with me since little pups. So not sure exactly what we're going to get into there over the next however long it is, but we're into it about a month now, and I've got lots and lots of video from just, it's very candid. It's just what happens when we're there working with some of these dogs. And so I'm going to take those and snip them up. And one of the things I talked about tonight, or I posted tonight, was a little Springer Spaniel that was kind of whiny. That really created a lot of little comments and questions, and I think that's going to spur some things. So we're going to continue to do that. But that little Springer is a great little dog, but boy, is it needy. And it doesn't want to do something very long, and then it wants to change directions, and it wants to dictate what the next thing is. And that's what I don't want with her. I don't want her coming out here and sitting down and going, I want to go right now, let's hold condition right now. And if she doesn't, she throws a fuss. And what's the best way to shut her down and make her be quiet? Well, appease what she wants. I think we create dogs that are a little bit needy. We create dogs that have a little bit of an anxious and anxiety about them. And I think a lot of times I talk to people about that, and 50% of them nod their head and go, yeah, that's probably what I did. The other 50% go, no, that's not it, it's the dog. Well, I got news for you. It isn't the dog. It's the culture that we put them in. So when we slow them down and make them be a little more patient, we change that, and we get them to understand that they are going to operate at our pace. That's what I'm going for. So I like her change right now. I'll get into it. I'll stop talking with you guys as much. If you're new to these, I try not to talk to the camera as much. Cody Baziner joined in. His ears must be burning. We were just talking about you, Cody. Jeff Bragg is in. Mark Phelps is in, and our buddy Wyatt got in. So I'm going to get started. I'll slow down with talking to you guys. I'll try to find my cadence with the dog. I talk a lot about getting a good rhythm. It really helps things go smoother. If we're choppy and we're on off, and I'm over here and then I'm over here and then I'm over here, I think she feeds off of that. So what I want to do is get a nice rhythm going, and the rhythm was probably going to be slower. My tone is going to be less. I don't need to be so anxious and high speed with her. Oppermans are in. Your ears must be burning too. We were just talking about your dog. So Moja was in our conversations here tonight. So nice little crowd tonight. So come here. I'm gonna bring her over and we're gonna start right out. We're gonna start out with the bumper. If you remember, her bumper was the struggle that she had. She had a tendency to want to put her head down. She was real good with that wooden dowel. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna go right with the wooden dowel. I'm gonna back up just slightly, put the wooden dowel in, and see how that goes. Hold. 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 It's about perfect position. Hold. Up just a little. Hold. 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 I like her head. You see, when I come over here, I hope you can see her eyes a little bit. She's right at me. Hold. Tail's wagging. She's quite comfortable. Hold. I'll take it up just a little bit. Dead. So that's nice. So we're back to, I still see that that's real nice. I don't see any major issues with it. It's been a day or two since we've done this. Go to the bumper and let's see the difference. Hold. Hold. Right down she goes. Hold. hold, 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 hold. Good. That's real good. Hold, hold, dead. That's real nice. I got out of it pretty quickly because I did like the position. Come here. Sit. Hold. 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 Get up. Hold. Little tail's wagging. She's kind of chipper tonight. Hold. 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 Very good. Hold. You can see I'm at a pretty good distance right now. Hold. Hold. Good. Dead. Very nice. That wasn't too bad either. That wasn't too bad, especially with the distance I put in on her. She put it down a little bit, but I intensified my hold. 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 And her chin came up. And it reminded me a lot of what she did on the freezer. Hold. Not there. Hold. 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 There it is. Hold. Good. Hold. 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 Good. A little bit longer. Hold. Hold. Dead. Very good. That wasn't bad. Sit. Wasn't bad. It wasn't perfect. And go to the big one. Come on. Come here. Now I like changing sizes. Come here. I like using different sizes because I'm going to mix it up on her. She's getting pretty good with that wooden dowel, almost bulletproof. Hold. But as soon as I go to these fire hose bumpers, hold. She has a tendency to drop the chin. Hold. She did the exact same thing on the freezer. Hold. Hold. She did the same thing on the freezer. And then we got real good on the freezer. Hold. And then we moved her feet on the freezer. Hold. 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 You can see her body language with her ears right now. She's not certain. Hold. Very uncertain, and her chin goes down, and I'm not. That's what's keeping me from moving on. Hold. Hold. Good. Good. Very good. She just looks uncomfortable. Hold. Her position's pretty good right now. Hold. Hold. Very good. Tail wag. Good girl. Hold. Good. Good. Hold. Good. Dead. Very good. I'm going to move her around again. I'm going to reset her. I'm going to face her right at the camera. I want to make sure you guys can see these little details that I'm looking for. Hold. Hold. Get the gums out of the way. Make sure you got the gums out of the way. Hold. 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 Now that is a nice position right there. Hold. And I've got some pretty good distance. I mean, I'm through. No, you don't. Hold. 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 That's perfect right there. Hold. Very good. Hold. That's a good girl. Good. Hold. Hold. Very good. Very good. Hold. Hold. Good. Hold. Hold. Good. Hold. Good. Dead. Very good. That was real nice. Sit. Now I'm going to go to the puppy one. Now I call it the puppy one. I always tell you it's not necessarily a puppy one. I think it's about the size of a dove, maybe a little teal. Come here. So it's not, I do use it with puppies, but I like it with a lot of other stuff too. Hold. Sometimes I like a small bumper and cover. Hold. A lot harder to see. Hold. 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 Now there's nice position. Hold. Hold. Very good. Now she's a small dog. Hold. Get it up. Hold. She's a pretty little dog. She's probably 40 pounds. Hold. So are those bumpers big for her? Maybe a little bit, but I don't care. She's gonna have to pick them all up. So we might as well start conditioning to the idea of just because no, you don't. Hold. Hold. Boy, she just has that tendency to go down with these bumpers. Gotta get it fixed. Hold. Hold. Because as she brings it down, to me, that's a sign. That's telling me she's ready to go, I might spit it out. When she holds it up there nice and proud, she holds it up there real solid, it tells me she's not going. She gets it. Hold. Now remember, she has not dropped one on the floor. She had dropped one on the freezer while she was standing still, while she was moving her feet. She got corrected, so she had to make a mistake and get corrected. Then she had to understand what the positive part of it as well. Hold. Very good. So will she slip up on the floor? She might. Hold. Hold. But my plan is to build this foundation of understanding what hold means, and that means you hold, you don't drop it. Hold. That's a great position. Good. Good girl. Good. Dead. And as soon as she gets it where I really want her, I make her hold it to understand that that's a good spot, and then I get out of it. So I end it on a win. Don't hold it so, if she gets into good position, don't wait so long that she gets it back down before you decide to make a change as far as the situation. Now, she's not sitting this time. Hold. Hold. There. And she sits with it out of habit. Hold. I did that on purpose. Hold. Hold. Very good. Very good. Hold. That's about perfect. Hold. Hold. Good girl. Good girl. Nice little tail wag. Real nice chin up. Hold. Hold. Dead. Very good. Now I did it on purpose with her feet on the ground. I wanted to see what she would do. I wanted to see if that affected where her head was going to go. And what she did was she got this in her mouth, and I told her to start holding. And what did she do? Out of habit, she sat down. That's fine. I'm not gonna. If she didn't do it, that'd be fine too. But it's telling me that she's got a little bit of a habit burnt into her right now. Sit down and hold this thing and get my chin up. So it's a positioning thing. So by having, come here. By moving her around a little bit without the bumper, come here. Before she sits, I'm going to give it to her. Hold. Hold. And there's a little routine that she's got now. Hold. Very nice. Hold. Keep it up. Hold. Hold. There. Good. Good. Good girl. Hold. Hold. Because you can probably anticipate what I'm stepping towards here, literally stepping towards. I'm going to get her to the point where her feet can move with this thing in her mouth. Hold. Hold. That'll be a big change. Hold. Good girl. Dead. Good girl. Come here. Now I like those last repetitions. She's standing. Hold. She goes to the habit of sitting. Come here. Come here. Hold. 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 Now where does her head go? Hold. Right there's where I want it. Hold. Good. Very good. Hold. Dead. What did we do? We took 2 steps. Put it in her mouth. I let her take, come here. I let her take 2 steps. Come here. You're not done. I let her take 2 steps and then I let her get back into position and she did all right. Hold. 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 Very good. Very good. Good. Come here. Come on. Come here. Good. Hold. 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 Very nice. Good. Hold. Hold. Good girl. And a nice little finish. Dead. Very nice. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Sit. Probably pushing this as long as I want to right now. Hold. Hold. So we've moved her feet 2 in a row for the first time. Hold. And the last one, I'm going to go right back to the old way. No feet moving, just good position. Hold. There, she raised her chin up. Very good. There. Good. That's it. Good. Dead. Nice little move tonight. Sit. Finished out with a real nice little move. Moving some feet around. So I'm going to spin this around. If you guys are new with me, this is the time we like to answer some questions. Come here. I'm going to reposition her. Come here. Sit. Good. Let me scroll back through here and see who we had on tonight. Nice little crowd tonight. I appreciate you guys following, sharing, doing all that stuff. Enjoying. Mike says he's enjoying the Spry Cubs nailing the division and Jack and Coke. What could be better? Boy, Mark, come on now. A lot of Brewers fans on here right now. You're treading on, you're walking on thin ice there, maybe, my man. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a Cubs fan myself. James is on his way. Whoa, sit down. Mama's home. Sit. There was a lot of excitement. There's an unexpected thing, so that was good that she reacted the way she did. So Steph's home from our gymnast is home tonight. So Brian Frisk says good. Tammy's in. Marty got in. Josh got in. Good evening, Josh. Uncertainty cause of the size of the bumper. Could be Jeff. I think she does settle in, I think, better with the small bumper than the big one. I just think, for whatever reason, tonight she just wasn't as settled to begin with, and she looked a little tense. I thought she finished real nicely. Nick is in. Joe's in. Rhett Hall joined in. When you get to the questions, we've hit a bit of a snag. He does fine with my hand. Is under his chin. As soon as I move my hand, he's dropping, always looking down on the freezer. What can I do? Actually tried the floor for a rep, but he just wanted to lay down. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's going the wrong direction with it. We did get one decent rep on the floor. I wouldn't do the floor because the floor is going to create more issues. You can come on in. The floor is going to create more issues than the table. You got to get them up on the table, Mike. You have to get the table right before you can go to the floor. And so the answer: sit down. How's the gymnast?
Sit.
Looks like someone went to a little bit of an ice cream tonight. Sit down. Hi. Sit down. So, Mike, you got to get on the freezer. You got to get up on my freezer, your table, whatever it is. You can push it. You got to get it right there before you can move forward. So unfortunately, we can't just skip stuff if it's not going well. I've had 3 or 4 different people that we've had some real ongoing messaging and phone calls and text messages, and about 3 or 4 different people that are having different struggles with different dogs at different phases of training. And one of the common themes is that I'm going back and forth with on is when you're running into problems, that means we don't go any further, and we have to focus on fixing that problem before we move on. And it really doesn't matter how long that takes. It really doesn't matter what the amount of time you've already put into it is. It doesn't matter what you prefer to be doing. You have to fix the problem in order to be able to move forward. Or you can skip it and it will always come back to haunt you. So it's got to get right up on the table. And what it amounts to is with your hand under the chin, that's good. So now you need to get it so that you can bring the hand down slightly without him bringing it down. And you can't move on until that happens, Mike. So it needs to be understood. So when I read this, it says, as soon as I move my hand, he's dropping, always looking down to the freezer. If he can look down to the freezer, you missed it. Because where the positioning needs to be is right here, where this is, to here. If you get down and the dog can put its head down, that means your hand is all the way over here. It's out of the way. So it's here, and then it's there. And it cannot look at the freezer at that point. It can't drop it at this point, because I'm this far from her chin. So as soon as I can get that, then I can get this, and then I can get this, and then I can get this, and then I can get this. But if you can't get this right here, if you can't get that, you can't be here. And if you're here and the dog's spinning the bumper, and you're taking too big of a step. So I need you to take a smaller step. So the hand, film it. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Film it. The best thing we did was you filmed your hold conditioning that you were struggling with, and we fixed a lot of things that I had no idea was wrong because I didn't see it. So film it and show it to me, and then I'll be able to look at that, and I'll be able to really help you. That was another answer that I had for 3 people today. Film it and send it to me. Because I'm giving you answers, and you're going, that doesn't work. We already tried that. Well, then I'm missing something that I don't understand is what's going on. So film it and get a little tripod, or get some double-sided tape and stick it to a box. I've done that before. And record it, and then I get to see the specifics, and then it makes it easier to help you. Let's see. Got a dove today. Dog did good, but pointed the dead bird before retrieving it. Jeff Williams. If your dog, now Jeff, you got a pointing dog, so I think you got a German dog, don't you, Jeff? The pointing is natural. I've seen some labs point too before, but the pointing is a natural thing. That takes, and I'm not the pointing dog guy. I'm thinking about pointing dogs a lot lately. So, but that's a different story. And so the pointing dog, I don't know a whole lot about, and it's something I want to kind of learn more about. But if it pointed and you're able to release it on a command to make the retrieve, I don't have an issue with it. Mike says, sounds good. That's why I asked. You bet, Mike. It just helps me a lot to be able to see it. But you said makes sense as moving my hand too far. Yeah, that's like saying, that would be like me calling Spry to me from 10 yards or 15 yards or 20 yards. There's a lot of things that could have went wrong there in between 10, 15, 20 yards. She could have spit the bumper out, and there's nothing I could have done about it. But tonight, I want to make a point. Tonight I made retrieves with Spry. They were 2 steps. That's still a retrieve. So your definition of a retrieve that means it came from point A and brought it to point B, and I'm point B. Well, 2 steps is still a retrieve. So Chris Kangas says pointers for the win. You guys have been following along. If you follow along on Instagram, I have a little Instagram pointing thing going on here, but I'll keep that in my back pocket. I got things in the works, but my lab will point before picking up a retrieve sometimes also. Yeah, so Josh has a dog that's got a little natural point in it too. I've seen it before. I've seen some real fine pointing labs. My thought with pointing labs, and this is off subject, but my thought with pointing labs has always been, I don't necessarily encourage the point if I have one, because if I wanted a pointer, I'd get a pointer. And so if I want a lab, I want a lab for certain traits and characteristics. And if I want a pointer, I want a pointer for certain traits and characteristics. I'm not necessarily looking for the combination thereof, but that's where some of these breeds, these versatile hunting dogs, have come in nicely for people that are, you know, the German wire hairs, the Drottars. Some of those dogs are real versatile, pointing dogs, retrieving dogs, pretty hardy, take to the water pretty well. So you get a nice little combination that way. So that's it for tonight. I do have the let me flip this around. I do have the game recovery thing coming soon, so keep an eye out for it. I'm probably going to make an announcement on that as well. I'm going to talk about it live, and then we're going to have some static posts that we'll be putting out there as well to build it. There's some things that are going to be connected and linked to through our website for it. So I'm going to ask a little bit out of you for it. But if you have an interest, if you know someone who has an interest in the game recovery aspect of the training part of this deer dog stuff that we're working on, this will be interesting to you. This will be something that, and I'm going to ask for involvement, because I think the nice part about lives are when people get involved with them, they're way better. When people get, there's something about groups. I'm not going to set it up as a separate group, because I feel like there's way too many groups out there. And I can't ask anyone to be more groups. I understand the value of it, but we're not going to do a separate group for it. We're going to utilize Dog Bones platforms. We talk about deer dogs, and this is a part of it. So we're going to use our social page, but I'm going to need help from you guys. I'm going to need your involvement. I'm going to need you guys to be posting, sharing your stuff, because I think there's tons and tons of value. I got the messages that we get back, the people that review. I had a guy today that I talked with. I don't know if he was really involved with our social media much at all. I don't know exactly how. I think it was YouTube he found us on, but talked with him and had a great conversation and about tracking stuff. And he left me a voicemail that I'm trying to figure out how to post, because I asked him. He said, yeah, absolutely. But I want to share his voicemail, because I think his voicemail captures the feel and what I'm going after with this recovery team. And so I saw him tonight. I don't think he's ever done anything on our Facebook before. And I saw tonight he reviewed it, and he gave us a 5-star, and just a great guy. And so when you guys do stuff like that, that is so valuable to what we're trying to do as far as growing awareness. So that's the stuff that I thank you for. That's the stuff that I appreciate you going through all these lives with us. And number 111, the ones were wild tonight, and we got it done. So we moved our feet a little bit. That's good. Brian Jackson just said, just ordered my game recovery kit. Very excited to get it going. That's going to be a real valuable thing for you, Brian, especially with this new project that we're going to be bringing out. So keep an eye out for it. It'll be something separate that I do live, and we talk in detail on it. It'll also be something that you'll see some stuff from a posting standpoint. So you guys have a great night. We'll talk with you soon. Ernie got in. Oh, Ernie was in earlier. So thank you, and you enjoyed the info. We appreciate giving. We love giving it to you guys. So talk with you guys later. Have a great rest of the night.